Hey there, welcome to Creating with Kimberly from stampinbythesea.com. I'm excited to have you today to show you this fun little peekaboo card. Now honestly, like I said on my blog, I'm not sure what this card is actually called, but I like it because it kind of says peekaboo. So I wanted to show you how I created it. It's actually super simple. The fun part for me was actually embellishing it and making it a fun fall card. So let's get started. Now I'm going to start with a piece of Bermuda Bay cardstock, and this one measures 2.5 by 4.25. Now what I have done previously is I had cut out 2 leaves using this Bermuda Bay cardstock, and I'm actually going to use this as a stencil too. But I have a maple leaf. And this is in the Hello Honey cardstock. And then in the Bermuda Bay, I don't know what this leaf is. I'm sure you guys know, but I don't. It's a leaf to me. But we're going to stamp this with the Gorgeous Grunge in just a little bit and sponge it and make it look real pretty. So we'll put those to the side. And let's start with using a sponge dauber. And to make... I'm going to use this as a stencil first, just to get this leaf up here. And I just want to, this really just makes it look kind of like it all coordinates. And I'm just going to use a sponge dauber with the Bermuda Bay ink. And I'm just going to go around it like this. It's actually pretty simple. And then I'm just going to make this nice and smooth. And then lift up, and voila, we have our leaf. Now I am going to, since I have this here, I am also going to use the stamp set For All Things, which is an awesome stamp set. This is one of my favorite fall sets that has come out. And I'm going to use this greeting right here, and then I'm also going to be using this greeting later on the card. Give thanks for all things. How nice is that? All right, so we're going to use the Hello Fall and just stamp it in the Bermuda Bay, and hopefully that's straight, and it's not, but that's okay. And we're going to put that to the side. Now we're also going to use the Bermuda Bay on this leaf, and this time we're going to use the Gorgeous Grunge. It's one of my favorite stamp sets, and I'm just going to ink it up in a couple places on here. While I have the Bermuda Bay out, I'm going to go ahead and sponge this really good, and I could use the sponge dauber too. The sponge dauber actually works great as well. Coming around the edges like this. And look how fun that looks already. Just making the cardstock a little bit darker. I don't get crazy with sponging anymore, but I used to be a sponge fanatic. Sponge the edges and everything, but that will look really nice on the cardstock. And the next one I'm going to use is Hello Honey with that same Gorgeous Grunge. Let's hope we don't get any Bermuda Bay on it. If not, it'll just be pretty. Oh, pretty. And we're going to just stamp a couple times on this leaf. Isn't this pretty? Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. Okay, now we also want to add a little ink around this leaf. Now one of the other things that I want to do is I want to make this cardstock a little bit more pliable, and I'm just going to take my bone folder, and you can see I just fold it between my finger, my thumb, and the bone folder, and I'm just moving some of those cardstock fibers so it's going to be a little bit more bendable and look like a real leaf. And I'm going to do the same thing to this one. You just want to be careful. You don't want to pull it too hard, because then you'll rip the paper, and then that's no fun, and then you'll have to do the whole thing again. So I'm going to try not to do that myself. All right, so we're really done with the ink for a little bit, and now we're going to work on the bottom piece here. And what I've done already is I've cut a 4.25 by 3.5 inch piece of crumb cake, and I went ahead and ran that through this wood grain embossing folder. I just love that folder for fall. I mean, just, you know, you think of the trees, the wood, it just all really goes together. Now what I've done here is I've taken a doily, I've cut it, and then I have the natural ribbon here. It's 5/8 inch ribbon that's actually the chevron on one side and the natural on the other. And then I have the Venetian trim here. And what I did was just did a very quick zigzag stitch right along the back there. Okay, very simple. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put that onto a piece of Whisper white cardstock. Now the Whisper white cardstock measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and we're just going to put this on with some dimensionals. Now if stitching is not your gig, that's quite okay. What you can do instead is take a hot glue gun and use that, or you could use sticky strip. I personally prefer a glue gun just because, one, it's really going to stay, and that, you know, that Venetian trim is very delicate, and you can just hit your glue gun perfectly so the glue won't show, and it really does look really nice. Okay, so now we have this piece. Now I would like to put I'm going to put a sentiment right here, and that's going to be my peekaboo. Now I'm going to use Bermuda Bay for this. I'm just going to ink it up right here and put it right up at the top. Perfecto. And now we just need to finish the card, and here comes the fun part. So we're going to match up that area right there. Let me grab my Stampin' pad and one of these paper piercers, and I'm just going to line this up like that. Perfect. And oh, I really did not get that straight down there. Go figure. Okay, we're going to take an antique brad and I'm going to push it through, and then I'm just going to push the brads just like that, and we have our peekaboo. But we don't want to stop there. We want to add some fun here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some linen thread. Now, you're probably looking at my linen thread and going, what is that? Well, if you saw my Facebook fan page the other day, I had a crisis, a true linen thread crisis. I tried to unravel it just for a piece, and I knotted the entire thing. It was truly a disaster. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take this linen thread and wrap it right around that antique brad, and I'm going to go ahead and tie it in a knot so it doesn't travel anywhere. You know, like get undone or something, because, you know, that would be my luck. Now the next thing we need, we're going to punch a little hole in our leaves. And this one I'm using, oh gosh, it's the middle hole punch. You're seeing it scroll on the bottom of the video right now, the name of it, but it's just the medium hole. And what I'm going to do here is we're going to take this thread together, and let's get it trimmed up nice. And we're going to bring this in through that hole. Now, right here, I'm going to go ahead and put a dimensional right there. What's nice is this is going to give this a little bit of lift, just a little, don't want a lot. And then I'm going to bring another one through my other leaf, right through the hole. And now I'm going to take 2 dimensionals. Now what's nice is this cardstock is very pliable right now, so it moves beautifully. We're going to pull that tight, and we will just give it a little shebang like that. Okay? Now, I'm actually going to tie this like this all the way down, just at the top there. And I'm going to take one of these autumn wooden elements, and I'm going to tie it. And then I'm going to take another one. Now when you're tying these, you got to be really careful because they're kind of delicate. You don't want to pull too tight and then you break it and then you'll be bummed. Just ask me how I know. I do all the fun things for you. All right, now those are moving around right now, but don't worry, we're going to make that not happen in a second. But now we just want to tie a quick little bow and make it pretty. Perfect. All right, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our paper piercer again, and we're just going to use a mini glue dot, and we're going to strategically place it onto our wooden element or try so it won't be seen, and we're going to put that so it doesn't move. Oh, I love that. And we'll put one right there, and again make it so it doesn't, you can't see it, and stick it down. So now those are stuck in place. Your linen thread looks pretty, your pretty leaves, and now you're finished with your peekaboo card. Isn't that fun and simple? All right, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to visit stampinbythesea.com. Have a great day.